Yo, what's going on, everybody? We are doing another mock draft here, as you guys see, Arizona Cardinals edition. If you guys are a fan of the Cardinals or the NFL, this is the perfect channel for you. We are 30 subscribers away. Smack that subscribe button. Let's go ahead and hit this. And as you guys know, every single mock draft we just go with whatever happens. It's random, just like in real life. You don't know how things are going to play. You don't know what's going to go on. I could do this a million times, and I could get the perfect mock draft, post it. But that's not what I like to do. I like to go completely random. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down to fast, but I like the randomness of this. It makes it fun, and it changes things up. The randomness I'm going to keep here. Care for positional value I'm going to keep here. Draft for needs obviously is going to be where it is. And we're just going to rock with the default settings once again. The Cardinals have pick 16. I think I'm going to slow it down just in case Mason Graham falls, because I've seen some places where if I could trade with the Jets, I'm going to make that move. Let's just see what happens. Cam Ward, to be expected. Hunter, Shador, Will Campbell. If Mason Graham does not go here, I'm going to make a trade up if he's still available, which he does go. Okay. So now we're just going to see what prospect falls to us. Membu is an interesting prospect to trade up for if he falls to like pick 12 or 13, but he didn't today. I mean, here it is again. The thing that's so interesting is Will Johnson is just like the perfect prospect for us, and he is such a scheme fit. We run a ton of zone. He's a great zone cover. Not the best in terms of man coverage. He takes a lot of risk, a lot of chances, but he is a really good prospect. I think he's the pick here. I mean, I've seen people talk about Kenneth Grant. You also have Derek Harmon, too, who have been linked to the Cardinals. You also have a couple people mocking Josh Simmons, who I am a big fan of Josh Simmons, but coming off an ACL tear, I don't know if the Cardinals want to go that direction. Mikael Williams, same thing. I think today we're going to rock Will Johnson. We're not going to do anything too crazy, and we're going to see how things fall out right here. If a Buka, I'm gonna be a little crazy. Okay, never mind. We're not getting crazy today. I was gonna trade back up into the first round. Walter Nolan goes, Malachi Starks. Let's go ahead and speed this thing up. James Pierce, Colston Loveland. Okay, there's a lot of prospects still gonna be on the board. Derek Harmon was there. I could have made a trade up. It is what it is. I'm cool with pick 47. I'm not mad with what we got. Demetrius Knight being here is always interesting. We do need a linebacker. He fits a position of need. Trey Amos is also interesting, but we're not going to double down on corner. That just doesn't make sense when we have a ton of positions that we need to address. Edge rusher being one of those, and interior line the other. Let's go ahead and take a look at the defensive interior line. You got Omar, I think, is the best prospect on the board. CJ West is here too, who is probably, it's one of them. I mean, Alfred Collins too. I wouldn't mind that. I think that is a really solid pick, but for right now, it's just not worth it. I think right here, we're going to look to trade back. If we can snag, like, I mean, this is just, is this unrealistic? Like, how unrealistic is this? I mean, 64, 96, and a round 4 for pick 47. I mean, we could do that. That just moves back a ton of spots and kind of puts us out of position for a lot of guys. So I don't think I'm going to rock that. Let's see. Who else could we trade with? I mean, I would be comfortable trading back to, like, 54. If Green Bay's interested in making a trade, let's go ahead and get it done. Would you give us 87? No, you would not. A round 3 next year to trade back 7 spots. Offer it. It goes through. Sounds good to me. Now let's go ahead and see what prospect falls to us. There's a ton of edges still on the board, and I'm comfortable with that. I mean, Carson's here. Always love some Carson Schlesinger, but we're not going to go there. I really think the pick is Jared Ivey. I love Jared Ivey. I think he's a fantastic prospect. He doesn't produce in a ton over here, as you guys see, or he does produce, my bad. He produces in a ton of games. He had a struggle against LSU, but he has performed against teams like Georgia. He has performed against teams like Wake Forest. There's teams he's been performing in. Very interesting prospect. Or we could go Josiah Stewart, who is also a very good player. This is where things get tough. Or, you know what we could do. Let's see what wide receivers are available right now. You got Restrepo. I'm good on that, personally. I would never go there. I mean, Trey Harris is very interesting. A 6'3" stud out of Ole Miss. Oh man. There's so many receivers too. I mean, Nick Nash is very interesting. Triple Crown winner. Kyle Williams, great separator. You also have people like Isaiah Bond, which I'm not the biggest fan here, but you know, Isaiah Bond is here. You have Tez Johnson, very interesting prospect, very small, but very interesting. 165 pounds. I think we're going to stay away from that, and I think we're going to go ahead and go to edge. And we're going to take, I'm stuck between these two right here, Jared Ivey and Josiah Stewart. I think I'm going to go Josiah Stewart, actually. It might be a little bit of a reach, but I'm going to go Josiah Stewart at a position of need. Cam Scattaboo goes right after us, but I think that puts us in a very good spot. 2 guys out of Michigan, very interesting there. So let's go ahead and see what player falls to us. We need a defensive interior. I believe CJ West is still on the board, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, his name is gone. Okay, well, what we're going to do here, we're going to go ahead and X this out, and we're going to take Marcus Mabeau. Pretty easy pick for me. I mean, Trey Harris is still here as well. Which, ooh, do we go? I mean, Jonah's here out of U of A. This is so interesting. Okay, maybe the pick isn't as easy as I thought it would be because I think Jonah is the better player. And I think that's what we're going to do. I don't think we're going to overthink that. We're going to take Jonah. Chris Paul went. If he was on the board, I would have taken him. No questions asked. Now we see what receivers fall to us or defensive interior line. I think defensive interior line is a position in need, but I don't think it's as high with the signing of Dalvin Tomlinson. I think we're in a way better spot, and Quandarius Robinson went. That's probably where I would have looked at because he always falls to this pick for some reason. I'm kind of understanding the simulator, which is not great. I mean, Aeneas Peebles is here. Jamiri Caldwell also here, but I think this would be the pick, a pass rushing defensive interior lineman. Let's see what receivers are here. I mean, you're going to have people. You're going to have a Kyle Williams, Nick Nash in the back end that you can always go to, which is nice to know. I mean, we're probably going to trade it for 152 to try to land one of those guys, and I think we're going to take Peebles here. We're going to rock Peebles. I know I didn't say defensive interior was a massive position of need, but we're going to go ahead and rock it right there. Well, let's just see how this thing plays out. Let's see how it plays out. There's another receiver going off the board. I don't think we're going to have to make a insane trade up. That's the thing. I mean, Pat Bryant went. The Panthers need a receiver. Can I trade up and just give them a round 7 next year? Let's just do that. Make it really easy for us. Go ahead and get a receiver. Kyle Williams or Nick Nash? Kyle Williams or Nick Nash? Man, oh man. I think we're going to go Kyle Williams today. We've been taking him a lot recently because he always seems to fall here. I think he's going to go a lot higher in real life, but if he's here, why not take him? Then let's just go ahead and sim to 225, which I think we're in a really good spot. Personally, with the way this draft has gone, I mean, we've addressed everything. We could just go interior offensive line here and just take a prospect and just hope for the best because it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like a Joshua Gray, we could take him. We can get a Drew Kendall. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, it really doesn't. I mean, why not? Let's just go ahead and get... we need a guard. Just a prospect who can come in here and potentially blossom into something. I mean, small town school of Montana has graded insanely well, but he went to Montana, so do these games really matter as much? I don't know. I have no idea who this is, but he graded really well, so why not? Let's just go ahead and take him. Take a guy from freaking Montana. No clue who that is whatsoever. But this is our draft. You guys let me know if I made any mistakes, if there's any picks that you guys did not like. They did not grade me insanely fantastic. They gave me an A-, which is fine. They wanted me to draft Demetrius Knight. They were knocking me for drafting Josiah Stewart, which I kind of figured they would. It's a little bit of a reach, but if you feel like he's a good prospect, and he is one of the better edge rushers in this draft class. Will Johnson, A+. They love that. They had him ranked at number 13 on their big board, got him at 16. Then we traded up, we traded down, got Josiah Stewart, got a 3rd rounder for next year. We got Jonah at tackle. They gave that a C, which is, it is what it is. Position need in my eyes. Peebles, they gave an A-, and we traded up, with Carolina, gave up a 7th in 2027, or 2026, which doesn't really matter. We got a 3rd round pick, which is better capital. We're chilling. That 7th round means nothing. Then we got Kyle Williams at 146. They gave that a C-, have him ranked at 160. And Marcus Ware out of Montana, guard in round 7. They gave it a B- for an overall grade of an A-. I think we did really fantastic. This is a pretty solid mock draft. It's not my best, it's not my worst, but it's pretty solid. If it fell to something like this, I wouldn't complain. I mean, there were a couple prospects we could have potentially traded up for a Derek Harmon in the 1st round, or the 2nd round, wherever he went. I think it was early 2nd. That would have been a very solid pick. But I'm not mad at this whatsoever. Not my favorite, not my worst. You guys let me know down in the comment section below, 1 through 10, how you guys would rate it. I don't mind it whatsoever. And if you guys are a fan of the Arizona Cardinals or the NFL, this is the perfect channel for you. Consider hitting that subscribe button. 30 subscribers away. Subscribe. Let's hit 8,000, man. Appreciate all you guys. Much love. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.